How can they have a Black Panther movie without Black Panther?
Because it's like supposed to take place so like a year after him die, a year or two after him dying in the Marvel universe.
So that's not Black Panther, it's Wakanda.
No, because somebody can always take over the mantle of Black Panther, Greg.
Oh, shows how much I know.
Didn't you see the first movie?
Yeah. Was I sober? I doubt it.
Okay.
Highly unlikely.
Wow, guys.
All right.
Sensing a little tension on this side of the room. We need to ease up.
We don't talk politics or Marvel over here.
No, I mean, his facial expressions that got me a little nervous.
Welcome in, everybody. It's a Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am being joined by, it looks kind of like Popeye over there with the facial expressions. Popeye the Flexy man. No
That's
spinach, just beer and French fries.
Yeah, I like that. I can squeeze the beer out of the can and just that can like shoot up and fall into my mouth, and then arms just get massive.
Right, and then like it starts raining French fries.
Yeah, but Eagle Park French fries.
Very specific French fries.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
not
can't
just
be any French fries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eagle
I'm
Park.
pretentious.
Yeah, you got to like squeeze the Eagle Park can. Beer goes up, and then the Eagle Park box of fries, you just kind of like toss it, and it goes down. We
Yeah, you don't
spent way too
find you
much
don't find many people pretentious about their French fries, but that's me.
Oh, I'm very picky because I never eat French fries. You know, it's kind of a cheat thing.
Okay.
So like when I go for French fries, they better be fucking delicious. Otherwise, I'm throwing them at somebody.
So you ever have that when you do a cheat meal and it's not worth it, and then you just feel even worse about yourself
Yes,
because not only do you
ever.
feel like a piece of shit, but the food was shitty.
Yeah, it's like double shit. It's like piece of shit food and piece of shit me. So
Worst decision ever made. Anyway,
yeah, so bad. Wow, we have talked way too long about that. Our apologies to the listeners, and even more so to Mrs. Nosh-toberfest herself, the salty sailor that has sailed the 7 seas of mosh pits. Erica, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Oktoberfest season is almost over. I still consider October. So we got a little while, so we're noshing
Yeah, in
on.
Germany, they kind of end it like midway through October, right?
I think so. I mean, it's more of an end of September thing, but around, the States, we like to, because this is October.
Right.
It's October.
and we party.
Imagine that. We love to
Yeah.
party.
Hell, it's Oktoberfest till like November 5th or something.
Why not?
Yeah. So,
Stretch it to
anyways.
Christmas.
So much fun to get to today. Erica was at a festival. I'm going to ask her about it. I was at a festival. I got hammered with the homie Chew Your Beer. He also called in to talk a little bit about the festival.
Can't wait. Can never wait for that.
We got some news to talk about, but I don't know about y'all's. I'm trying to work y'all into my speech more often, so I don't say like you guys, because obviously not all males over here. Find out what y'all's is drinking and all that good stuff. Let's kick things off with killing some sobriety with Erica.
Hey,
Wow.
friends. Sorry, Flexy is so interesting to watch. I just don't even want to talk right now, but Rocktoberfest.
Very easy to watch.
He is.
Just
Doing some
throw
Popeye
caution to
moves.
the wind.
Yeah.
My beer today is Rocktoberfest, and I wanted to headbang a little to but my neck still hurts from Aftershock, but I love the play on words with rock and Toberfest, so that's why I picked this beer. Not a big description, but anyways, this is a fest beer, and it's 5% ABV, 20 IBU. Don't give a shit about the IBUs because that's, yeah. So
As Nick told us, they don't matter.
they don't matter. And this is a traditional fest beer brewed with authentic German barley, full of rich toasted malt flavors with a light body and refreshing crispness is the description. Oh, and it's a cumulative 3.78 on Untapped. And
Those
it's by
German beers
Almanac.
never get like full credit.
No, they
No.
don't.
But you know what I like to think about? That 375 times 2 is like a 7.5 out of 10.
Sure.
That's not bad.
Yeah, there you go. That's one way to look at it. I neglected to say this is by Almanac Beer Company. I think when something's like really stylized, it's really hard to get a high score on it. So like, you have a fest beer, a pumpkin beer. People already make up their mind about whether they like that or not, and then just give it a bad rating. So this beer is a light copper color beer, which is traditional for this type of beer. Not real bubbly, and rock on, Flex. I know this is really exciting beer.
It's Rocktoberfest.
Gotta rock.
Yeah.
The smell is a little yeasty, and I don't know why I would say yeasty, but it starts. It just does. It smells yeasty. So it starts a little sweet, but that quickly dissipates and it's kind of bready, and it ends dry and quick.
Okay.
Probably like the show will tonight, given everyone's energy level. I'm just
not
kidding.
The dry part.
Not the dry.
Maybe.
It's a good Oktoberfest. I would buy this again. And the can is pretty cool. It's got this pumpkin that's eating a pumpkin head on a dude.
Cool can art.
Eating some
that.
wurst and drinking some beer.
Yeah.
Rock on. Rocktoberfest. Love Oktoberfest
5%
season. I'm
perfect fest beer ABV.
Yeah, exactly. 5%. I'm not doing a bunch of doubles tonight. I'm just keeping it solid.
Wait, I thought that was a new rule that if you're on the show, doubles only.
Doubles only. That's every other show. So
All right.
That just means next time we'll have to up it to a triple.
You're gonna have to a lot. Chew will be so excited. It'll be an hour and a half of Erica just going to.
Right. I think I got a quad in my fridge. You guys want to split that?
Yeah, there you go.
12%.
Yeah. So that was a nice beer. Nice Oktoberfest.
Nice. Well, good times. Prost. I guess
Yes,
as they say.
sehr gut.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
That's what I'm told. Very good. Well, like I said, we all had some festivals that we attended. Usually I play the voicemails a little later in the show, but I figure I'll play Chew's voicemail now because then I can talk about what he's talking about, and we could be copacetic and all that good stuff.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, yo, what's up, Cranberry Republic? True, you be here. Quick thing, homie. 5 votes in, make the show longer, add another 15 minutes, give me about an hour home. So at least that's an hour. You get 15 minutes more. That's just a lot of bantering, a lot of good bantering. You guys, when you guys do your little tangents, they're fun, homie, and they're exciting. So there you go. Also, Greg, it was awesome hanging out with you. So maybe, we could do it again, Holmes. Flex, hopefully one day we get to hang out like that. Got to hang out with Greg. You probably already talked about it, but
lucky you.
At the Surf and Suds, man, that was awesome. Had a fucking amazing time. Don't remember getting home. I guess I drank a lot. Wifey said I had 3 cheeseburgers at In-N-Out and came home, tore off my clothes, and I just knocked out on the bed, Holmes. Made that little video, that funny, just making fun of the fucking glass that holds 20 ounces of beer. Other than that, Greg, again, homie, hit me up. Let's collaborate. Let's make a beer. It'd be fun to hang out with you and let's make a beer. And then Pozole Palooza will happen. Just waiting for the weather to get a little bit cold because, Mexicans, we don't eat fucking pozole when it's fucking hot, homie. That's like eating chicken noodle soup in the fucking summertime, Holmes. Usually pozole, we save it for the colder weathers, Holmes. But it'll happen. I'll let you know it's gonna happen. All right, homie. So we'll probably have we'll have the Pozole Palooza, and then whoever comes over we'll do a quick, a nice little bottle share, homie. I don't really have a lot of old bottles, but I do have a lot of bourbon and whiskey, and I do have 2 bottles that I've been holding for a couple of years now. They're both stout, so I'll pop those open, and then we'll see whoever brings in. I'll have a couple cans of fucking Modelo for you. All right, homie. This is True Your Beer. Don't want to drag it any long because I know you fucking talk shit. But amazing blast. Nice seeing you and the wifey and the Booze League people. Thank you, Wiley, for those tickets. And it was nice seeing Coley and Sandro. So that's it, homie. I'm out. You have to watch them. Peace out, eh?
Quit pimping the Booze League on this show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Chew's great. Making videos.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
I don't know if I want to see those videos.
Right.
Well, now I'm curious what he said. He said the Mexicans don't eat the pozole in the hot weather.
Right.
He said they wait for it to get. What is cold for like California or,
72.
and that's like soup weather, pozole weather.
No. 60s, probably 60s.
Yeah.
In the daytime or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do the pozoles in the summer. Like if we're real toasty, we need it to get over because we're a little crudo, we're hungover. Go get that pozoles in the morning. But yeah, you don't want to be eating that pozoles at like noon when it's 85 out. It's too much hotness. So, yeah. So ran into Chew at Surf and Suds. Kind of knew he was going to be there. He hit me up early in the week. Was like, "Are you guys going?" And at that time, I wasn't. Wiley from the Booze League hit us up, see if we wanted some tickets. He had a couple extras because they're the main sponsors. And so we got in there, so we surprised Chew and his wife. And we got fucking hydrated. They left before we did. At one point, we were texting each other, looking for each other because we were so drunk. And then he left and then texted me like 2 hours later and said, "Homie, I don't know how I got home." I was like, oh, I think he was driving too, which is not bueno. We wrapped up. We closed the place down. Then we helped Wiley kind of pack up some of the stuff. And then what you always need after a good beer festival is more beer. So we stopped at Institution Brewery out here and had a few, like 3 more beers, I think. Had some dinner with it.
My goodness.
Yeah, it was real smart. Because first of all, we started drinking at 11:30 a.m. That's when the VIPs got in. So we started drinking at 11:30. Go till 4:30, I think it was. So 5 hours of not taking it easy.
That's a long festival.
Yeah, and then went and had 3 more beers, and then afterwards, Big Dick Nick was going to take us home. He wasn't at the festival, and so we get back to our place, and then apparently, like, we kept opening beers. So I kind of don't remember it. In fact, I don't remember anything after we left Institution. The rest of the night's a blur. Not one thing, except for throwing up at like midnight.
Oh, that explains why your dog. That was just last weekend. Your dog was doing that recently. Sorry, I'm just playing therapist today, but that's
taking after his dad.
Yeah.
It's been much longer for me, like, not remember drinking so much that I haven't remembered something. It's been super long for that. And I'm pretty sure I puked like a month ago.
Yeah, I haven't puked in a long time. That was bad. It was that I started so early. I didn't drink enough water. Didn't eat enough food.
See, that's where I thrive, is like when the drinking starts really early in the day and you keep it going throughout, the rest of the day. That's where I rule. I suck, when it was like you're 21 and you and your friends are like, "Oh yeah, let's go out." And the drinking starts late, like 9, 10 p.m. And then you cram it all into that 4-hour session, like 10 to bar close. That's where I would make the huge mistake.
Well, that's where I live. That's perfect.
I garnered, the nickname growing up, Pukey McPukerson.
Oh.
If Flex was going to party, Flex was going to puke.
Yeah, I do pretty good with the day drinking. Where I go wrong is day drinking at a beer festival, because I have this need to like try everything there, in the name of research. And usually I'm much better at like drinking water. Throughout the day, I was so bad at it. It was hard to find. Usually they're much better at putting water everywhere. It was really hard to find. I didn't find it till the end. I pounded like 3 bottles of water. It was way too little.
I don't even feel like water helps.
It doesn't hurt. That's for sure.
I tell you what, I went, I did some research. It was last week, Monday. Went to my Monday spot, Eagle Park.
Fries.
Had like 5 lunch beers. Who's counting?
Damn.
Yeah.
And I had a water in between each beer. And I also had a little sampling of their honey gin because the bartender rules. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty lit. And I thought that the water would have helped a lot more, and I don't think it did.
Maybe had you not had the water, not even worse.
Yeah, chicken or egg, who knows?
Right. So, anyways, so I puked. Not only did I puke, apparently, like, the girls, Nicole and the wife, thought I was in there, like, doing my business in the bathroom because I'd been there for like 10 minutes. So they sent poor Nick over and like, "Hey, go check on him." And he gets near the bathroom and he just walked away and they're like, "Is he pooping in there?" And he's like, There's a lot of noise. He's puking. And so apparently I was so hammered that I threw up in the trash can instead of the toilet, which is not only is it next to the toilet, it's touching the toilet. So I don't know why I avoided. The good thing is there's a bag in there and I was coherent enough to finish, tie up the bag, take it outside of the trash can.
That's kind of
Oh,
Yeah, at least I
respectful
clean up.
puker.
you. You're
Yeah.
a kind drunk.
Right. So then the next morning I woke up, tried to pound a liquid IV, which usually saves my ass. And mid IV threw that all up. But I was like, all right, well, this isn't going to go
Been
very
there.
well.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
there.
So Sunday was lost. It was a shit day. Then we had to go to Nick and Nicole's house for a barbecue. My wife's like, we already told them we go over there. They already bought food. We can't bitch out on them now. I was like, I will be there. I just need some time. So we get there. Nick's like, you want a beer? I was like, fuck no, I don't. I did have a little champagne, though. I had a little champagne to right the ship. And it made my stomach feel better, but it gave me a blitzing headache. So I was like, all right, 2 glasses of champagne. We're done drinking for the day. So, but good times. Good time at Surf and Suds. Good time hanging out with Chu and the Booze League crew. Sandra was there pouring for Firestone, so we're talking to him. Hung out with Britt from Naughty Pine for like half the event.
Nice.
She had one of her other beer tenders there, so she's like, hey, I'm gonna go get some beer, and she just walked around getting beer with us, and which is always funny because she's very shy and doesn't like to promote herself. She's like, hey, this is the head brewer of Naughty Pine over here. She's like, shut the fuck up.
That's awesome. I love doing that to people.
Yeah, I'm a dick, so I'm not nearly as bad as Chew. You walk around with Chew, he's like, hey, have you heard of Craft Beer Republic? It's the best fucking podcast you'll ever hear. Hey, and he'll like hit me like, hey, give him some stickers. I was like, hi, I'm Greg.
Shucks.
Oh, I
I'm
can
shuffling
totally
your feet.
picture him doing that.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
I'm horrible at self-promotion, and he always steps up for me. So, and then finally, I'll say we're planning it for later this week on Sunday. We are going to collaborate on a brew. He's going to come over. He wants to do a Pasoli-inspired beer for Pasoli Palooza. So
Sounds
I can't get over Pasoli
Yeah.
Palooza.
I'm real unsure about this. Basically, it's going to be a Mexican lager with some hominy. So far, fine. You know, people add corn to beer all the time.
Yeah,
Deal with that corny, tortilla chip flavor. But then he wants to add just a little bit of the peppers that go in Pozole to make it.
And you and pepper beers.
a
Yeah.
spicy
Yeah.
beer. No,
He wants to make it red. He
no
said he
bueno
doesn't
for
want
you.
it to be spicy, just like have a little bit of that flavor. And I told him, I was like, I fucking hate spicy beers. He's like, no, just a little bit of flavor. So he consulted with some homebrew guy. We're working on a recipe. I honestly, I probably shouldn't even say this because he'll listen and then give me shit for it. But my confidence is pretty low on it because we know how I feel about spicy beers. But like, hey, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Well, you know what you should do? You should brew a batch with the spice and a batch without the spice.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't have that much space. You know, I could do like a 1 gallon of the spiceless one or something just for me.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
shared. I don't know. But we also have to drink all the other stuff I still have so I can fit it in the keg and carbonate it when it's done. But that's a challenge accepted. So we'll see how that goes. But man, what a weekend that was. Whew. Surfing Suds. Fucking my shit up. Erica, no black eyes for you, I see. That's
Not for
always
me.
a good start.
You should see the other girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call him
Yeah.
Flex a girl.
Think work smarter, not hard.
Hey.
Harder there, Flex.
Ouch.
No black eyes. The closest I got was maybe like with Chevelle because I really like Chevelle and I've seen them before. And so we got maybe 4 rows back or so. And then we were like really close to the mosh pit. So I just like, you know how you're like glancing left the whole time or whatever to make sure it's like, is it getting closer? Is it too close? I'm like, I got 2 kids. I'm not going to get in there, but it was really tempting. We had a guy.
Have you been in a mosh pit before?
No, I mean, the
Okay.
closest thing was like a perfect circle, like, I don't know, 12 years ago or something like that in a small like venue. So it was like just kind of more of a nerding out kind of a, I don't
Nothing
know.
violent.
Nothing real violent. But no, I haven't. And I got like, my elbows are fierce, so I could do some serious damage in a mosh pit, but
I mean, all 5'12" of you, you got some wingspan.
I could do some damage for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just not someone that people look at and it's like, you know, I should mess with her. I'm a pretty good sized person, so I could hold my own, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And your
So-
elbows are like most girls' face level, so.
pretty much. They're
Yeah.
like hooks too.
Somebody's getting wrecked.
Someone
Yeah.
would totally get. So it's more of like a liability thing. I don't want to get in there and mess with other people like that. Give them their chance, you know? So,
Yeah.
no, but Aftershock was freaking amazing. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we could make it 4 days. We did. We didn't get there like at the very beginning every day, but
So do you camp out for that? What do you do?
no, we drive back every day. It's about 30 minutes from my house.
Okay.
And it's in this gigantic park. There's 4 stages. You have to kind of like okay, I'm going to see this one. I'm going to leave a few minutes early to get over to the next one. And it's just like amazing. Drinks. Okay. Guess how much a beer is at Aftershock?
I'm going to say $18.
You're right.
I was
going
to
to
say 17. Yeah.
Exactly. 18.
Wow.
So
Is that for good beer or shit beer?
And it's Hop Valley, which is InBev owned or whatever.
I think that's Molson. Yeah.
Or Molson. Okay. Yeah. So it's not craft.
I hate that I know that.
Yeah. So the first day, I mean, this is like our 5th or 6th Aftershock. So I have like one of those sunscreen bottles that you can like fill with vodka or whatever. So, and you have to bring a clear backpack. They look in your stuff. One of
it's
those
like an
things.
NFL stadium.
It is. It's pretty hardcore. So I just brought one the first day and they didn't mess with me. So that got me like 4 vodka drinks right there. Just Red Bull. I get a Red Bull and then pour in the vodka.
Buy a $38 Red Bull.
Right? It's $6 for a Red Bull, but that's a lot better than the $20 mixed drink. You know.
Yeah.
So then the next day it was like everybody had sunscreen bottles. Like I just had Amazon send like 4 more. My brother has like big cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For the win.
He's a big dude. So like, and he's got small legs though. So it's like the cargo shorts just kind of hang off him.
Chicken
You
legs.
just fill them up. So we had, plenty of alcohol. That was amazing. Oh, and it was hilarious. So I got 2 different types of sunscreen quote bottles. And at one of, I think it was Hailstorm. We're watching Hailstorm, and in front of me, the dude has the exact same sunscreen bottles in his bag. And we see him pull one out and like unscrew it and pour some in. I was like, "Hey, man, look at
Cheers and been
mine."
like SPF 50. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So that was hilarious. I took a picture of it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I have in my bag." But yeah, it was really good that there were some bands that surprised me. There were, old school. There's just way too much to say about Aftershock. I would like bore you to death. But 2 surprises were Lamb of God, which
Okay.
I never really listened to Lamb of God. Can't even tell you one song from them, but we were
I know one of their
hardcore.
songs from Guitar Hero.
Is that what?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. They were amazing. We were just like jumping and screaming and banging our heads the whole time. And then I didn't really know Shinedown that well. They're kind of like more of a, compared to some of these bands, kind of more smooth and like mainstream, but they were really
Only
great
scream
performers.
a little bit.
They came out right about the same time Chevelle did.
Yeah, did they? Have they been around that long?
It was like Chevelle, Seether, and Shinedown.
Oh,
like
I
all
love
around
Seether.
like that 2001, 2002.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
But they were amazing performers. That surprised me. But then, there was Rob Zombie, and oh my gosh, it was just all so good. And we made it. 4th day, we were like looking at each other. 4 of us went, every day, and we're just like, are we doing this? Are we still doing this?
Is it like when you go to Vegas by day 3, you're like, should we just go home now?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty, like last time I was in Vegas, I was so much younger than this, but man, I'm so proud of us for hanging in the 4 days. And
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing. It was a
Next
marathon.
year, though, think about the mosh pit. Everybody's got to do it once in their life.
Oh my gosh.
Black guy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get some tips. on
Greg
just,
used to put himself through tables. If he can do that, I think you can
Okay.
try out a mosh pit.
Okay.
Thumbtacks. On
Spike
tables.
belt.
Yeah. It's not
It's a
going to
real
do
thing.
it. Yeah. Anytime anybody brings up my former wrestling career, my wife is just like, we would not have been friends.
Former wrestling career.
And we
Yeah.
would have been best friends.
Yeah, I know. That's why we are. Anytime
True.
anytime Erica talks about her elbow and like hitting people, all I can think of like is, ooh yeah, elbow drop off the top. So, well, that sounds like a blast, and way to keep it young over there.
I tried.
Not me,
It
man.
was like 4 days of recovery for 4 days of fun. It was
I
cool.
know I had like 2 days of recovery for 1 day of fun. My algorithm's off.
Yeah, you need to tweak that a little bit.
Yeah, went to the chiropractor, and he's like, anything I should focus on today? I was like, I don't know, make me not feel like I'm 60. That'd be great. You got anything for hangovers? I can't help you there. I was like, neither can I.
Oh, man. That makes me sad.
Yeah, me too. I'm telling you.
Hangovers are the worst. And the older you get, it's getting worse.
Yeah, it is. The recovery time just keeps growing.
Well, and you have more responsibility too. So you're like, shit, back in the day, it didn't really matter if you took half the day. Now you're
Right.
like, oh,
No, and that's the funny thing. I like to tell people at work, now, because I'm 34 and hangovers aren't the same as they were 10 years ago. But it
Right.
was perfectly normal for me to go to work hungover 10 years ago, have my head in a trash can in the back room and
Oh, I've done it.
people just casually walking by me like, yep, that's it. Flex had a good night last night.
Yeah, he
it's just,
did.
it was super normal and
Yeah.
pretty accepted. And now it's just
Oh,
like,
no.
I can't even get up if I'm hungover and it's horrible.
Well, now I'd be like, who's that old guy with his head in the trash can? That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
right.
He must have botulism. Sorry.
Stay away from the spam. I remember, I think it was 32 when the hangovers really started affecting me. Like pre that, like I was a rock star. Like I'd go out all night and go to work the next day, sometimes still drunk, like whatever. But like 32 rolled around, I was like, oh, here we go. I need Jesus or something.
Did you ever find him?
Nope, still working on it.
Oh, dude, he was Aftershock. Jesus, Waldo, and Santa were all at Aftershock every day. And I swear,
Wow.
every time Jesus got up, like 4 or 5 people followed him.
I mean, that's his
Just
whole
like
gig.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And there was one
Nailed
day, yeah, seriously, there was one day I could not find Waldo. I could find Santa and Jesus, but I couldn't find Waldo. It was
I
so
mean, once
ironic.
again, that's his gig.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, so-
These guys just playing the part.
Bring Jesus an $8 bottle of water, ask him to turn it into a $20 bottle of wine.
right? It would have been
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, coming up on that. So, oh, well, speaking of hangovers, why don't I make a call to the pen and see if I can get myself halfway there?
He calls to the bullpen for
Beer. I am drinking Totally Excellent by Tarantula Hill Brewing, which is right down the street from me. It's a collab with Kern River Brewing Company. Check out the sweet can art as I show the peeps.
Okay.
Nice.
I always love the Kern River art. It's always fun. It usually involves river activities and
Yep.
that kind of thing. This is an IPA, it's 7.2%. Doesn't list any IBUs, and it doesn't fucking matter. Has a 3.93, only 150 ratings. They say the hops they used were Citra, Centennial, Cascade, and Nectaron, some classic hops. And they say it's a bodacious West Coast IPA with our friends at Kern River Brewing. Time flies when you're having fun. Party on, dudes.
Love it.
On the old snifferoonie. You get a little bit of that West Coast dank because it is a clear beer. But I'm
There's
getting
a lot
some
of those classic hops,
Yeah, you get those classic. I'm getting a lot of the citrus, which I'm sure is the citrus shining through. Been digging my old tongue jabber here. Old being the key word. Yeah, the taste follows that nose. A lot of that citra coming up. Very light mouthfeel, very dry finish. Makes you want to go back for more. 7.2 is virtually non-existent. This drink's like a pale, which could be a little dangerous at times, but challenge accepted.
Sounds excellent.
It's
Sounds totally excellent.
It's totally excellent for sure. Very good. All right. Before we find out what Flex is drinking over there, let's hit a couple of stories. Good news for us over here in California. They have raised the limit on craft brewery satellite locations. I didn't even know this was a thing, that you could only have up to 6 satellite locations for your brewery. Now it's
Meaning
8.
like you can only have your beers tapped at 6 like pubs or something like that, or what?
No, you could only have 6 tap rooms.
Of
Oh,
your own
okay.
ownership with
Okay.
your
Yeah,
name
the-
kind of
That's
thing.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's
like-
California, though, right? Like you said,
True.
you can drive for 11 hours, still be in California.
Fair enough.
I think Modern Times had 33 somehow, but that's also why they went out of business.
Ball sacks.
Yeah.
And their assholes. Yeah, so now you can have 8, which seems like a good number. I don't know. Is anybody pissed that they can only open 8? Let me know. I want to know who's being stifled by this. Like even Stone at their height only had, I think, 3 or 4 within the state. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
that's a
people
crazy
are
number.
pushing
that
this.
many.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if you have that many, you've either been bought out or you're not focusing on the right things there. Like quality is going to suffer or something. I don't know.
That was the first thing I was thinking was quality.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Speaking of it couldn't happen to a nicer company, McKellar, their San Francisco McKellar bar has announced that they are closing this month. That's a shame.
Didn't even know they had one.
Might be why they're closing.
Right?
Yeah, that company, man, they still refuse to fix things. Anyways, let's The next story sounds disgusting. Let's find out what Flex is drinking first before I get into this next one.
Speaking of disgusting, Flex.
Yeah, no,
Bring
this part I imagine won't be disgusting, but it will be an important answer.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
What is it?
Here we go.
Thanks, Mario.
So today I'm drinking a beer I went out to celebrate about a month ago now. One of my local beer buddies had won the contest over at MobCraft Brewing to brew his own beer.
I think you brought that up.
Yeah, and it was awesome. And so I'm drinking Bobbin for caramel. It is a caramel apple pop inspired sour. And I would read the Untapped description, but it literally just says that. It's just caramel apple pop sour, tart apple, and sweet caramel notes. It has a collective 4.01. Not a lot of ratings on it, but enough to make it the 4.01. So it's pretty stellar.
Impressive.
Yeah, and they recently opened a location in the Denver area. So they were all out there for GABF. So that was kind of a cool thing to see them. And their, beer was it? The Low Funk Sour Ale took bronze in the American Sour Ale category or something like that. So congrats to MobCraft for that. Took first place 2 years ago. So yeah, they just do some really good beer and especially sour program. So anyway, this one, the old sniffer. You get lots of caramel notes on this. It actually kind of smells like a bowl full of caramel. And it's very, very, very delicious. Without further ado, the old tongue jobber.
While he digs in, I'm going to bring up GABF. I'm not going to read like all the winners of GABF because that would go on forever. But man, I was really happy to see some like really new breweries winning some stuff. Malibu Brewing won an award. And a lot of local spots are bringing home medals. It was cool.
It's always exciting. Gives people another launch.
Yeah, that's rad. It's rad for them. And then just to see that other people are making good beer.
Right.
You know, so on the old tongue jobber, this is it's almost cider like. It's like it hits you with the apple right away, and then you get like this really smooth, sweet, light caramel finish to it. It's not super carbonated, and it's only like a 5%, and it's not like over fruited, so you still have that light crispness to like a traditional sour. Like this is fall in a glass. It's fan-fucking-tastic. And I even told my buddy Tyler, he's Nosy Neighbor Brewing on the gram, this is the best MobCraft beer I've ever had in my life.
Damn.
Wow.
And I told him that because it's
big words.
100% true in my eyes.
That's awesome.
I was nervous because like originally I thought something like an Apple Jolly Rancher, which to me is like the most disgusting thing I can think of. When you went more on the cider end of things, and then you were saying like the caramel piece and whatnot. Sounds like it was good.
Oh, it's really good. A little bit of the tart finish at the end to remind you that it's a sour and not just some sweet beer.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And they canned it too.
Yeah, and they every month they hold this crowdsourced contest, and if your beer wins, they design a logo for it.
Nice.
They can it, they keg it, and they'll sell it out to bars for like to put on their taps and whatnot. And anytime you're around the brewery, and if your beer that one is on tap, you get to drink it for free.
Dang.
So that's pretty rad too.
That is pretty rad. Shit, now I
There's some
want to
perks.
submit something. Take a month-long vacation out there and just
There you
drink
go.
all the beer. That's pretty sweet. Well, cheers to throw out his gram
handle's
again?
Nosy Neighbor Brewing. He
All
does
right,
a lot of
cheers
his
to
own
him.
home brewing. His name's Tyler. He's a super, super great guy.
I mean, it's no Duke of drinkability when it comes to gram handles, but sounds delicious. All right. Awkward transition. We'll go back to some news.
We know you have a thing for Duke of drinkability. It just,
It's that name. It's so
the best
good.
name.
always.
So good. All right. So back to the gross thing I was going to break out. Heineken is launching a whiskey-infused beer in Cambodia. They're calling it ABC Reserve. Sounds disgusting.
It's a horrible name.
Yeah.
Horrible idea.
Absolutely
Horrible.
Barf
ABC.
City. That's what it stands for.
What is
the fuck
ABC?
outta
Yeah,
here.
as I say.
Yeah, no thanks. If I wanted to puke, I'd have like an Irish car bomb or something. I don't need. I don't need your fucking ABC shit reserve. That sounds awful. Heineken, stop torturing the rest of the world with your shitty beer and your shittier ideas.
Next thing you know, they're going to come out with a non-alcoholic whiskey-infused beer. Just make it completely pointless.
But yeah,
A
the beer's
non-alcoholic craft
non-alcoholic,
cocktail.
The whiskey isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds. Oh God,
Why don't you
Heineken,
just
go
have
home.
a
You're drunk.
Sprite.
Yeah, you guys know we've got a fucking Dr. Pepper, right? You don't need to have this trash. Oh, fuck you, Heineken. I said it. Down here in Southern California, an outlaw suspected of being drunk leads police on pursuit via horseback.
Wow, I was going to ask what would considered him an outlaw.
Yeah.
Found that out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think he was playing some Bon Jovi while he was running away.
Yeehaw.
An outlaw suspected of being under the influence while riding a horse.
Stop saying that.
Hey man, I just read poorly, but I'm just reading. While riding a horse through city streets, was arrested after leading police on a pursuit in Southern California. Officers in a patrol car chased the suspect Saturday in Whittier, about 20 miles southeast of downtown LA. An intoxicated person on a horse galloping through traffic, refusing to pull the horse over. That was our afternoon, Whittier police posted on Instagram. The pursuit ended with the DUI suspect in custody and the horse receiving lots of love from the officers. Most of the pictures just the officers hanging out with the horse and like feeding him carrots and shit.
That's legit.
Yeah, good times. Way to go, you fucking weirdo.
Makes you wonder though, do they just have carrots on hand? Or they're like, hey, you got to go get some carrots because this horse kicks ass.
They're like, shit, it's not a cheat day. Let me grab my lunch. Too much cheat day talk.
Too much.
And then we're going to bring this one down to Florida because that's where this kind of shit happens. Suspected impaired driver wasn't even drunk at all.
How old were they?
Just you wait.
They were just Floridian.
A suspected drunk driver traveling all over the roadway in Crestview, Florida, turned out to be a completely sober 9-year-old boy.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
dang.
That's not the strangest part of the story. However, he was stopped after giving a grown man a ride home. It happened around 8 a.m. on Sunday, and a witness to the boy's driving is the one who alerted deputies. Crestview is about 150 miles west of Tallahassee on the Florida Panhandle, where all the classiest of things happen. A witness spotted a car entering Oak Hill Road from a neighborhood around 8 a.m. and suspected the driver was impaired due to the vehicle being all over the roadway. He cut off the car near the intersection of Highway 85 and Old Bethel Road and noticed a child was behind the wheel. He told the child to get in the passenger seat and pulled the car into a convenience store parking lot. The 9-year-old boy was alone in the car and told deputies he was returning home after giving a 22-year-old man a ride home to a residence in Brick Hill Court, 7 miles away. The child had traveled nearly 3 miles when the witness intervened. When contacted, the child's mother says she was not aware the boy had left the home. An investigation led to the October arrest of a 22-year-old Crestview man who is charged with child neglect without great bodily harm and possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana.
If you're a parent, how do you not know your 9-year-old child is
Right.
not in the house?
Oh, I think there was a line missing. It was, I didn't know he had left yet. I was going to have him pick me up a pack of cigs.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Is that one of those cities where you can still write a note for your kid to bring you home some
Right.
beer?
Did anybody do that when you
Was
were
that a
like,
thing?
My parents wrote me notes to my mom to get her cigarettes
No
back in the
way.
day. Heck yeah. Please allow Erica to da-da-da-da.
That is
Give
so
me a
funny.
pack of
That would have
Marks.
never flown down here.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Totally.
Gooниeville,
What's the
man,
thing?
they're
Back
lax
in
up there.
Goonieville, that's right.
Yeah. They don't
Never
care
say
you-
die.
Never say die. Always say smoke.
Always say never say exactly.
And I've only heard those kind of stories. I think like my dad told me like his dad would write him notes like, dear sir, my son needs to bring back, like a 12-pack of Budweiser or whatever it is. And that's great.
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
no,
everybody
all
knows everyone. So
All
she
we do
probably
here is you can
Yeah.
still legally drink at a bar if you're underage and with your parents.
Oh, that's right. We
That's
talked
impressive.
about that. Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
but you're under 18, if you're
I
like
think-
18 to 21, it doesn't work. You have to be like under 18 because you can't be an
Mm.
adult.
No,
I thought there was some weird
like-
shit around it.
No, it's like under 21.
Oh, okay.
But-
Davis
but the-
intervened, but
The bartender has to give like consent to it.
Sure. I just thought it was something where it's like if you're a minor, the parents could consent. So you had to be under 18 for that to work. And if you're from 18 to 21, since you're an adult, but you can't drink, you're just shit out of luck.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a gray area. I can see that.
So I'm like, I forget. Well, then again, I don't live there, so I'll stop trying.
They don't follow it.
What?
In Wisconsin?
In Wisco?
Drinking laws?
I don't believe you.
You're kidding me.
That's bullshit. I don't believe a word you're saying.
Horse shit, I would say.
Horse shit. Yes. Outlaw shit. Don't get it twisted. Sorry, Chew. We're not going to hit the hour mark tonight. I think we're going to be right around 42 minutes.
Well, he tried to help you out, too. I mean, I think about 12 minutes of it was freaking Chew. We're really under-delivering. I'm so sorry, Holmes.
He is going to target you next time.
Erica's got the gloves off.
Yeah. Look out for those bows, man. She's tossing.
I'm just saying how helpful he is. I'm not slamming the guy.
He's going to get the pozole with the ghost peppers in it.
You'll find her in the bathroom for like 4 hours. Are you gonna come out? I can't.
Hopefully finding the toilet and not the garbage can.
Oh God, don't get me started.
I hate pozole palooza.
Just sweating.
But I love alliteration.
Oh, who doesn't? Yeah. Alliteration's great, especially when we're talking about being in the bathroom. All right, I'm gonna hit some music before this takes an even steeper fall. Thank you all for listening. Hello to Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Vanessa, don't let your 9-year-old, if you have one, drive your car. It's not supposed to happen out there.
Bad idea.
Yeah. Find us all on the socials at NeckNosh LLC _in-between, Flex Me a Beer _in-between, and of course, Craft Beer Republic. Not to be confused with Craft Me a Beer, which I tried to promope last week. I was intoxicated. Flex is getting a workout on his tongue over there. I can't stand up. 805-538-BEER is the number to call. You can also send us an email, mail@craftbeerrepublic.com. And also necknosh.com if you need to go buy yourself some pretzels. She's not selling the sunscreen flasks just yet, but give it time. I think that is everything. Hope everyone is staying very well hydrated out there.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.